equation that represents the bridge. So here's a bridge. What does it look like? What kind of equation is it? Quadratic, isn't it a U shape? Yeah? Okay, so we know it's quadratic in form. And then this is a bridge though. So then aren't we just given x, y points? Yeah? So really, if you think about it, don't we just have an x, y chart here? It looks like this first point is over 0 up 500, right? The next point is over 200 up 0. The next point's over 400 up 500. So does everybody see how this is just a quadratic in form? So we know how to find the quadratic line, right? The quadratic equation given points. So you do it in you pull up your calculator. You have to know how to use that calculator. So you go into stat, into edit. It's being slow. Why isn't it working? So you go into, you'll just have to follow instructions. Sorry, I'll have to figure out why that's not working. So you go into stat, and then into edit, and then in list 1, you type in your x values. So in list 1, you should have, 0, 200, and 400. And then in list 2, you type in your y values that match up with your x values. So you should have 500, 0, and 500. And remember, you hit the stat key again, over to calculate, down to quadratic, because it's quadratic, right? Quadratic regression line. So if you do that and you calculate that, you're going to get y is equal to, and it gives you the a value. Quadratics have the form ax squared plus bx plus c. It gives you the a value, so that's 0.0125x squared. It gives you the b values, -5, so that's -5x. It gives you the c values, 500, so plus 500. So the quadratic regression line was this. How many got it right? Awesome, yay. So just quickly, we'll kind of fly through this lesson. Please pay attention to it, because I really think it's going to help you really understand what we're doing today. So we're just going to be practicing more with inscribed angles. So remember, an inscribed angle starts on the outside of the circle and opens up on an arc. And the rule is, if you have an inscribed angle, that times 2 will equal the arc, right? Or you could say, okay, if you have an arc, then if you take the arc divided by 2, it will be equal to the inscribed angle, correct? Yes. So we can go back and forth. Okay, awesome. So, if this is 60 degrees and we're dealing with an inscribed angle, what's question mark? 30. Don't you take 60 divided by 2? Right, everybody? So this would be 30 degrees. This angle is half the amount of the arc. Alright, this is an inscribed angle. It starts on the outside of the circle and opens up on this arc from here to here, correct? Yes. So how will we find the arc? 200. Good. 100 times 2 is 200 degrees. Because this angle will be half the amount of the arc. Are we all good with that? And then last one, a little bit trickier. So we're finding question mark. So my first thing is, we're only given this, right? What kind of angle is that? Central angle. What do we know about central angles and their intercepted arcs? That they're equal. So you are saying that from here to here is also 40 degrees. That is true. Any questions on that? Okay, so then if that's true, what's this inscribed angle? Well, isn't it opening up on that same arc? So that divided by 2 would be that. Is everybody comfortable with that? 20 degrees. All right, awesome. Number 13 on yesterday's worksheet. If you've already done it, great. Just watch, sing it again. Maybe a different statement will be awesome. So even if you've already done these, look, I'm going to set up totally different statements probably than yesterday. So it says, find the measure of angle GEF. You guys, you've got to be able to know what angle that is. I still have people not being able to figure out what angle that is. GEF, start at G, go to E, then to F. That would be this angle, right? That's an inscribed angle opening up on this arc. Boom, boom. But do we know what the arc is? No, because we don't know what X is. So we've got to first solve for X by setting up a true statement. What do we see here?
Half a circle.
A half circle. So wouldn't it be true to say this plus this equals 180? We're all good with that. Okay, so I'm saying 16x plus 2 plus 13x plus 4 is equal to 180. So then we would combine like terms, right? And solve for x. So quickly, guys. 16 plus 13, right? So we have 29x plus 6 equals 180. Yeah? Are we all good? Did everybody get that? So then we're doing obviously 180 minus 6. So we have 29x is equal to, we subtract 6 from both sides. We get 174. We divide by 29 to get x alone. X is equal to 6. So if x is equal to 6, awesome, then we can figure out the arc. So this arc will be 16 times 6 plus 2. 16 times 6 plus 2. 98 degrees. So if this is 98 degrees, what's this angle? Half that, right? Because it's inscribed angle on that arc. So you got what?
49.
49. Good. Questions? Okay, how about number 14? It says find the measure of angle VLN. Now, everybody look, let's set up a true statement. So first of all, we're looking for the measure of angle VLN. So start at V, go to L to M. Don't we want that angle? Don't we need X to find that angle? So wouldn't it be true to say, okay, first of all, this is an inscribed angle opening up on the arc from here to here. Ding, 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 right? So don't we know that this times 2 will equal that stuff? Yeah, so we'll say 2 times 8x plus 10 will be equal to, if you add up that, you're going to have 18x. 7x plus 11x is 18x, right? Negative 10 plus 10 is 0. Does everybody see why I just put 18x? So then we'll solve for x, so we can do this multiple different ways. We can multiply in our 2, right? So 16x plus 20 is equal to 18x. Then from there, we've got to combine our x's. We don't float them together. We've got to use algebra to get from one side of the equation to the other. So we'll subtract 16x. So we have 20 is equal to 2x. Divide both sides by 2. X is equal to 10. Awesome. We plug in 10 for x. 8 times 10 plus 10 is 90 degrees. How many got that right on your worksheet? Okay, good. Number 12, solve for x. So this was a harder one for people to come up with a true statement. Now there's easier true statements than others. As long as it's true though, it will work. So everybody look with me. Don't we have a half circle here?
Yes.
So can we figure out, and because we're given this, can we figure out this angle measurement?
Yes.
So let's do that. 180 minus 90 is?
90.
90 degrees. Is everybody comfortable that from here to here is 90 degrees? So wouldn't it be a true statement to say this times 2 equals 90? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So 2 times 46x minus 1 equals 90 degrees. Do we have questions on why that's a true statement? So I can explain further. We're good. So then solving for x, I won't go through. Tell me what you got. 1. All right, so then, that's all we're doing, solving for x. X equals 1. That was right. Okay, this one was a little bit harder, number 16. So let's come up with a true statement. So first of all, we have a half circle, but what do we know about the arc from here to here? What is that equal to?
It's equal to 2x.
Good, 2 times the inscribed angle, right? So this arc, isn't that the arc, guys? This is an inscribed angle. So this is going to be twice that. So won't this be 2 times 2x plus 11? Are we all good? So now wouldn't a true statement be this plus this equals 180 since it's a half circle? So we have 2 times 2x plus 11. 11 plus 8x minus 10 is equal to 180. So I'm not going to solve for x. Just setting up the statement's the hardest part, right? Okay. Okay, looking at this one, let's just set up a true statement, and then I'm just going to pretty much let you guys work pretty much the rest of the time. What's a true statement for this? Is what? Good, absolutely. So Brandon says 2 times this angle will equal its arc. So 2 times 3x plus 19 is equal to arc 9x plus 5. Does everybody see why that's true?
Yes.
Okay, so I think we're getting better. So isn't this the same idea? 2 times that angle, so 2 times 3x plus 21 will be equal to from here to here, right? So when you add those up, 60 plus 4x plus 10. Does everybody see the true statement? Okay. Okay, so number 2 on today's worksheet, that's the only one I'm going to do for you. The rest of it will just be practice for you today. So it says find the measure of arc LKJ. So I just want to do one with you. It's pretty straightforward. So find the measure of arc LKJ. So in that order, L, then to K, then to J. So that arc, right? Isn't that the arc that this inscribed angle is opening up on? So how do we find that? Good. You take 101 times 2, right? Is everybody comfortable with that? So 202 degrees.
It's not opening up. No,
It is, right? Here's our angle. It opens up to L to J.
Okay.
But this is arc LKJ. So I drew an arc LKJ. That was from there to there, right?
Oh.
So isn't it opening up on it? This was arc LKJ, and then also isn't that the arc that this is opening up on? No, you're good. These are good questions, okay? That's why I want you to do this one. All right. So, one last thing. This is really important. Then I'll let you work. The rest of the time will be yours. So, we know that these are inscribed angles. Isn't this an inscribed angle? Doesn't it start on the outside circle and open up on arc 100? So what would this angle be? There's a point to this, guys, so stay with me. This is 50 degrees, right? Then you take that arc divided by 2, since it's an inscribed angle, okay? Now look, isn't this getting steeper in this next problem? Okay, but isn't it still an inscribed angle? So this angle will be half that, right? So 110 divided by 2, so this is 55 degrees. Now look, in the next problem, isn't it even steeper?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. But isn't it still an inscribed angle?
Yep.
So won't that angle be 120 divided by 2? Right? Okay, now look at this next one. Even steeper. Isn't it still an inscribed angle though? Yeah, it still starts on the outside of the circle and opens up. Does everybody see that? Now this is now a tangent line. But if we have a tangent line and a chord opening up on an arc, it's still an inscribed angle because it still starts on the outside of the circle and opens up. So this highlighted arc is still going to be opened up on this inscribed angle, or this inscribed angle is opening up on that arc. So what will theta be?
70.
Right, 70 degrees. Does everybody understand? We're all good? Okay, so now continue. 1 through 16 on today's. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. 1 through 16 is required. On the last page, there's still some required. On number 17, you get to choose the 4 you want to do. You can choose any 4. However, there are some that are harder than others, and some of my advanced thinkers, I would expect you to try those. Not just pick the easiest one because you're lazy, because you're smart enough to try them, right? So, what I'm saying is choose 4 of those. Now, I'm leaving it up to you to choose the 4 that you want. Once again, if you're an advanced thinker, push yourself to do some of the harder ones. And then do number 18 and 19 as well. So the rest of the time is yours. So you have tons of time. Check your work with me.